probably wondering what I'm doing on the side of the road atop a mountain in Romania with both a storm approaching behind me and in front of me. And the answer to that one's quite simple. It's due to a series of miscalculations and misjudgments on my part that have led to probably one of my best adventures thus far in Romania. So the road we were just on was the Transfăgărășan Road, which is apparently the most beautiful road in the whole world. Perhaps on another day. And I'm shooting on the Sony 20-70mm. At the minute, there's a brand new lens for me. I'm shooting mostly at 20mm because it's a focal range I don't usually use. It's been really fun kind of experimenting with this new range. I'll chuck a couple of the photos up now. You know, we haven't got great weather at the minute, but I think the clouds kind of add to the vibe of the photos. You know, you can't always get perfect weather, so you work with what you've got. I'm shooting by stopping my exposure down a little bit. Maybe I can retrieve some more colors or vibrance in edit. We'll see. But why are we here in the first place? Well, the answer to that one's actually quite simple. It's because of bears. Sorry, the wind's picked up a little bit. I apologize to headphone users. Well, we went out here with the explicit purpose of seeing bears and capturing them with my camera. You'll see how that went in a bit. So I packed everything that you might need to photograph bears in Romania. I made sure to bring I brought a camera, some lenses, a second camera, and some traditional Romanian Powerade. What I neglected to do, however, was check that the accommodation, which I could book on Google and had a review posted the day before we arrived, was actually open. Because as it turns out, the owners had in fact gone on holiday for a week, and we were left on the side of the road with nowhere to go. So it turns out none of the accommodation around us has any vacancies left, and they won't let us camp on the lawn either, so... ugh. So I did what I do best. I prepared an appropriate sign on cardboard, I stuck out my thumb and hoped for the best. Get a good look at the view behind me while you still can. In weather like this, you can't help but watch as the clouds slowly envelop everything that you can see. And our driver was really cool too. Despite the fact that he didn't speak English or Spanish and we didn't speak Romanian, we were still able to communicate our situation, and he agreed to take us pretty much half the way across this road to a mountain shelter that he assured us we could sleep in for the night. And noticing my camera, he decided to stop in at Vidraru Dam to give me one of the most breathtaking and photogenic views I've ever seen in my whole life. But more importantly, whenever we saw a bear, he made sure to stop and open up the roof of his car so that I could get some of the most adorable photos I've ever taken.
We're going on a bear hunt, we're gonna catch a big one. What a beautiful day! We're not scared.
Uh-oh.
Is it? Oh my God, it's snowing. It's snowing. Wow, wow. Okay, I thought it was summer. Okay, yeah, well, I guess it's always winter in the mountains. Well, we made it to the top of our short little hike, and would you look at that view? We've we've decided to head back to the shelter before visibility gets any worse. It's starting to hail on and off now as well. But we just saw a fox. I didn't have my camera out, I didn't have anything ready, so I guess that's just a memory for my mind and eyes only, but that was incredible. He got really close too, and he was gorgeous, he's bright orange. Anyway, you don't care about that because you can't see it. In the shelter now, it feels nice to be warm again. I took most of the bear photos on the Sony 20-70, which is on my camera like 90% of the time, but for when the bears were a little bit further away, I like to use the 70-350, which is my personal favorite lens for wildlife photography, not because it's particularly brilliant in any way, although it is, but because of its size and weight. It is unbeatable for its equivalent focal range in full frame, which I think is like 105 to 500 and something. I don't do math. I might put it on the screen, I might not. It is such a sharp lens considering its size. You know, it's like the size of the 24-70 on a full frame camera, or maybe a little bit bigger, and it is the sole reason that I still carry around a Sony APS-C body with me while I travel. It is ideal for any backpackers that also want to do wildlife photography, although it doesn't perform all that great in low light. As an Australian, we don't really get to see bears all that often. I mean, koalas aren't technically bears, and they've all got chlamydia anyway, so it was a real treat to see the Romanian brown bear. I'm sure for the locals here it's not all that exciting, considering they have over 6,000 of them, but for me it was truly a joy. You know, the last time I saw a bear was at the Beat in Brisbane CBD, and it just wasn't the same. Now, I edited most of my bear photos using a preset that I also used while photographing the Barbary macaque monkeys in Azrou National Park in Morocco, aptly named the Azrou Sunrise preset. And I'm going to be making that free on my website for anyone who follows the link below and downloads the free sets pack for themselves. This is going to be the direction that my channel heads from now on, especially with me as an individual having much more of a focus on photography than video making. So I really appreciate it if you could get into the comments and tell me which of the photos that you saw today were your favorite and why. Personally for me, it's of the distinguished gentleman bear that's leaning over the railing that I actually shot on Sony APS-C and not on full frame. Thanks. So we just got a text right as I finished recording that says that a bear has been spotted, like just outside the window here. See those little houses over there? Just beyond those, there is now a bear roaming around.